It's Champions League match week 3 as Arsenal host Atletico Madrid, with the last time these two teams lined up against each other was during Arsene Wenger's last season at the club. It's Arteta versus Simeone, two coaches who emphasize on defensive structures, organization and pressing. This could be a game of fine margins and the odd goal separating the two teams, but there is so much firepower for both teams heading into the clash that there might just be goals going here, as we're all set for the start of the first half here. Well, Arsenal have been flawless in the Champions League so far. 2 wins out of 2, conceded no goals so far. 2-0 against Athletic Club to begin with. Early start here for Atletico Madrid on the right-hand side. As I mentioned before, that they are going with a pretty much solid attacking side here with Alexander Sorloth and Julian Alvarez, who's got 6 goals in the league campaign already. He has been absolutely brilliant. I mean, his performance against Real Madrid was a thing of beauty. So for these two teams to go out there and express themselves, get a victory, will be very, very crucial to go and build some confidence heading into this Champions League campaign. Bukayo Saka, who's got the captain's armband on a Champions League night. What an occasion it is. I mean, you're an academy graduate. You dream of nights like this to just play, let alone wear the captain's armband. Tomorrow we'll see Reece James for Chelsea, most likely starting. Reece, of course, scored his very first Champions League goal against Ajax under Frank Lampard. Well, early press here from Atletico Madrid. Ooh, it's Koke and he's caught Zubimendi. It's a nasty one. It's a late one, but it is accidental by the looks of it. Koke, Captain Zamban, he is the trusted soldier for Diego Simeone. For 15 years at the club for him. I mean, that is absolutely magnificent from Koke. Represented Spain. He's an ever-present for Cholo Simeone. He's got his son playing right wing today, Gianluca. It's a ball forward here for Timber on the right-hand side, and he can't squeeze that in play. He's caught on the byline there. He's just trying to feed that into the box. Arsenal are direct here with Declan Rice, who's just chipped this into the channel. Atletico Madrid are a bit, I would say, almost not prepared for that ball. Arsenal will play long here. They've got some physical players in their lineup. They are going with a very attacking lineup of Gyökeres, Martinelli, Saka and Eze, with Zubimendi and Rice as the two midfielders. On the right-hand side, they've lost out on the ball. Here's Lewis Kelly. He's finally gotten an opportunity to start ahead of Ricardo Calafiori. Timber now on the right-hand side. Oh, it's a bit too heavy there from the Dutchman. Just trying to fire that ball into Saka. Saka was outstanding against Fulham at the weekend. Arsenal winning 1-0. Leandro Trossard's goal. Oh, Arsenal have pressed the ball very well here. Saka holds off the challenge. It's captain versus captain. Saka puts the ball into the box on his weaker right foot. It was Gyökeres who was looking to attack it. Again, Arsenal benefit from pressing high up the pitch here. Oblak throws it to the left back Hanko, who loses out courtesy of Jurriën Timber. And then Atletico are in trouble here. Saka puts in a very good ball in. Simeone will be wary about the start that his team have had so far. No real touches on the ball. They have sacrificed a midfielder, but you know that Simeone does like to play this 4-4-2. Generally used to play someone like Antoine Griezmann as the false 9 to just play off a traditional number 9. Arsenal win the ball again here. Declan Rice has run forward. It's Ebre Eze though in a number 10 position. Ebre Eze with the strike. It's taken a deflection. Hits the crossbar. And on the follow-up is Declan Rice. And that goes wide. Massive opportunity for Arsenal. Ebre Eze, he is so dynamic in that number 10 position. You're not sure what he's capable of doing. He gets a bit of fortune after working a bit of space. It takes a hefty deflection. Oblak is in no man's land. Declan Rice scored a similar goal But from a wider position this time, he's not able to steer that on target. Early warning sign fired at Cholo Simeone. Declan Rice keeps attacking the box. Almost got a license now as that left-sided number 8 for the last, I would say, 12 to 14 months now, 12 to 16 months. And he really has excelled in it. I mean, you see his ball-carrying abilities, his ability to spray the passes. It gets him away from the build-up too, which is maybe not his strongest suit, receiving the ball, facing goal. And that's why they have someone like Zubimendi, who does that very well. He's settled in very nicely at Arsenal, and that's why they are top of the league. How quickly Arsenal have turned things around in the league. They were, 5 points behind Liverpool? And then Liverpool just had a shocking week before the international break, and since then, it hasn't gotten any better for the league leaders, or the Premier League champions, I would say. Here's Lewis Kelly on the left-hand side. Gabriel Martinelli looking to just accelerate here on the left-hand side. I think the ball had gone out of play before he could get a menacing attack out of it. You can see Simeone's reaction here. He's not happy with what he's seen so far. Atletico Madrid have barely ventured out their own half here so far. Arsenal complete dominance. We have seen this in the Premier League. They win the ball back high up the pitch again. It's Zubimendi this time. Here's Sorloth. He's picked his head up here. It's a heavy touch from the Norwegian, but a foul has been given. And the first time really that Atletico Madrid are able to just relieve a bit of pressure. It's been relentless from Arsenal. It's Miles Lewis-Kelly who's committed the foul there. Oh, this has been a heavy start here. Yeah, Lewis Kelly has clearly pulled back Simeone. Simeone felt that his son was clearly impeded, and deserving of a yellow card was Lewis Kelly, but I think he has avoided that. You can see Arsenal trying to prevent that quick counter-attack. Soon as Sorloth picked up the ball there, Atletico Madrid had committed a couple of players on either side and could have been a dangerous situation. Here's Llorente. Barrios through pass. Oh, nearly finds Sorloth. A traditional number 9 movement there from the Norwegian. Just peeled away from Gabriel Magalhaes. Pablo Barrios, Spanish midfielder alongside Koke. They do have that Spanish connection in the center of the park, and 2 Argentine wide men in Gonzalez and Simeone. Saliba. Clip pass onto the channel there, well defended. Here's Hanko. The Slovakian is trying to drive with the ball. Not able to get forward on that occasion. Purchased from Feyenoord this season, David Hanko. Here's Declan Rice mopping up. Pretty comfortable from Arsenal's point of view. Rice. Easy pass there to Gabriel Magalhaes. We might just see a lot of this as the game goes on, where Arsenal are camped in the Atletico. Oh, brilliant skill there from Saka on the outside, on the right-hand side. Ball into the box again. Brilliant header. And on the follow-up was Gabriel Magalhaes. Of all the people, look at the attacking, the numbers that Arsenal have committed here. It's Saliba who wins the ball back here. Alvarez somehow keeps the ball under real pressure. Nicely played on the left-hand side. It's got absolutely no change from the defenders there, Simeone. Here's Timber. Comfortably cut out by Lenormand. Koke mops up, finds Llorente. Llorente, of course, scored those 2 goals against Liverpool in the first match week of the Champions League, where Atletico Madrid lost out to a Virgil van Dijk 92nd minute winner from a corner. That made Simeone absolutely furious after they did so well to come back from an early 2-goal deficit. Here's Barrios. Jimenez. Lenormand on the right hand side finds Llorente. Better from Atletico Madrid, just trying to get their teams a few touches on the ball. Here's the Spanish centre-back to the Uruguayan. Lovely clip pass onto the left-hand side to the left-back here, Hanko. He's just clipped it towards Sorloth. This is direct play there from Atletico Madrid, but William Saliba is strong as an ox. Does not allow Sorloth any room outside. There's Andrea Berta, the technical director for Arsenal. What a summer he has had. I mean, talk about covering every single base. And of course, he has come from Atletico Madrid, so Simeone knows everything about him. Arsenal's bench is so strong that even if they're missing a couple of players through injuries or suspensions, they've got quality who can replace the players there. But what we're looking at right now is pretty much, barring, I would say, Calafiori at left back, is Arsenal's strongest starting 11. Some would argue maybe Havertz starts ahead of Gyökeres, and Ebreze trying to probably displace either Martinelli or Ødegaard. But with Ryan goal, the back five is solid. Good ball into the channel here for Eze. Jimenez comes across. But the good thing for Atletico Madrid is they have navigated the first 10 minutes. They have survived a good opportunity created by Arsenal. Here's Saliba. Once again, the pattern emerges of Arsenal camped in the Atletico half. Gabriel Martinelli not strong enough in the challenge there for Marcos Llorente. You want to say he's a makeshift right back, but he's played there so many times for Diego Simeone that it's almost like a natural home for him now. Here's Hanko. Koke. Back to Jimenez. Talked about the experienced back five here, including the goalkeeper for Atletico Madrid. Simeone loves experience. And if you add even Koke there in the midfield area, it's about 33, I would say. Started his career when in 2010. I mean, that's 15 years at the top level. Outstanding service for the club. Here's Oblak. Slovenian, at one point, was regarded as one of the best keepers in world football. Isn't the case anymore on the right-hand side. Barrios nips in. Again, they're waiting for movements. Alvarez is dropping very deep here, almost playing as a roaming number 10. Here's the Argentine. He is the sharpshooter. He's the main man for Atletico Madrid. Now the two number 9s combining. Here's Sorloth. On the right-hand side is Llorente. Keeps the ball. Tries to go around the outside of Martinelli. Tries to cross that in. Reyes, the comfortable gather. It's the first time really that we've seen Atletico Madrid try and conjure something outside the Arsenal box. Again, it results in a harmless claim for the Spanish keeper. It shows you that Arsenal are not interested in giving things away here. Just the one goal conceded in the Premier League for them. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. We are in match week 8, and the only goal that they've conceded has been from that Dominic Szoboszlai special free kick at Anfield, and that's it. Otherwise, the sheet has been clean. Even when, I think the seminal moment for Arsenal was when Saliba suffered that injury at Anfield, 4 minutes into the match, and then Christian Mosquera, the £10 million signing from Valencia, slotted in absolutely seamlessly for a couple of games. I think some Arsenal fans were even like bummed out that Mosquera was dropped, but then when you see who's coming back in William Saliba, potential all-timer in centre-back, can't really crib. Brilliant 1-2 here. Back to Saka. Blocked away. Zubomendi to Eze. Keeps his feet. Shifts it somehow. Lewis Kelly drags the shot wide. Arsenal turn it up here. Couple of passes in and around the Atletico Madrid box. And they're in business here. Saka and Timber exchange a lovely 1-2. Zubomendi and then Eze. This is a very good pass by Ebreze. He's being closed down. He just nutmegs it between the player. Finds Lewis Kelly on the left-hand side. The shot was well wide from the young Englishman. Couple of decent chances here for Arsenal so far. Oh, he's won the challenge there. Simeone on the right-hand side. They're in business here. Couple of opportunities. Oh, the cutback is to absolutely no one. Gonzalez was attacking it, so was Sorloth. And Simeone finds neither. But Gyökeres is going to get very little change from two physical centre-backs. Jimenez is almost like a throwback, and Lenormand is more of a passing centre-back. But he is physical too. Atletico Madrid are really struggling to play out the back here. Arsenal win the ball back high up the pitch again. Saka, what a pass that is. Is that a foul? But I think the offside flag was raised before that. Bukayo Saka is just picking up the ball in these channels between the fullback and centre-back, and he's very difficult to pick up. This time he just floats in a lovely cushion pass with a bit of pace. Here's Alvarez looking to turn. Julian Alvarez serving the options. Finds Barrios. On the right-hand side, Atletico Madrid trying to move the ball around. This is much better here. Sharper passing. Looking to exchange the passes. Arsenal's deep block is absolutely impenetrable at the moment. Good pass there by Llorente on the right-hand side. Can't keep the ball here. Martinelli wins the ball back. Gyökeres trying to hold it off. It's a beautiful layoff there to Eze. And then he just drops the shoulder to get away from Julian Alvarez. It's excellent work from Ebre Eze. And his dynamism at number 10 is really a game changer for Arsenal. Might not have the cutting edge passing of Martin Odegaard, but other than that, I've been such a fan of Ebre Eze since his Crystal Palace days. The way that he just took over the mantle from Wilfried Zaha, who was a cult hero at Crystal Palace. Ebre Eze comes from the Championship. You see him a couple of games in and you're like, who is this superstar, man? I mean, he just glides over the pitch. Effortless player. And then he started adding the finished products, the final actions, and then you could see, okay, this is a serious player. And then that's why you could see Arsenal spending all that money, north of £60 million for the 27-year-old. The real ones will know the combination of Crystal Palace between Michael Olise and Ebre Eze, now playing for Bayern Munich and Arsenal. Crystal Palace fans would have been in almost dreamland at that time, having these two ballers play for their club. Again, Arsenal exchanged the passes on the right-hand side. Timbers being a lot more influential. They've somehow kept the ball here. Timbers just buzzing around, trying to close the space. They have worked it so well here, Atletico Madrid. Here's Sorloth, trying to drag his team forward by his lonesome. He's done very well. Here's Barrios. Gets bullied off the ball there, but the foul given. It's a bit fortunate there for Barrios, who just lost his balance by the looks of it. Pablo Barrios, the 22-year-old. The referees had very little to do so far. I thought the game has been played at a very intense pace, that's for sure. There's very little breathing room, especially for the Atletico players. Here's Koke. Jimenez. Lenormand. Foul there off the ball, not according to the referee. Here's Zubimendi now. Splits the line comfortably. Eze to Saliba. Arsenal striding forward with confidence. And Atletico's deep block is good. Ebre Eze, what a pass to Bukayo Saka, who cannot lift that over Oblak. Ebre Eze's pass threads it through the eye of a needle. And he finds Bukayo Saka, who times his run to perfection. Arsenal are just playing some excellent football here. And things could go from bad to worse for Atletico Madrid, because Jan Oblak is still on the ground here. After having made the save, might have collided there with Bukayo Saka. Look at this for a pass from Ebre Eze. Saka is definitely onside. He's just trying to lift that over the Slovenian, who's an absolute giant, makes himself as big as possible. And you can see there Saka's trailing leg catches the massive goalkeeper. It was a knee-on-knee a challenge, and you can see there Saka, fair play to him, he barely felt that. Good to see Oblak back on his feet. Well, Simeone will be worried. Make no mistake about it. He would have seen the start and understood that the game plan is not going according to the plan. Pretty much having to hang on here. Arsenal just look a touch sharper, very quick. They are a powerful and physical team, aren't they? I mean, they've completely changed their identity from what they were under Arsene Wenger in his, I would say, his latter years, his last 5-7 years at the club, where he preferred small, diminutive, technical players. Arsenal still have a lot of technical players, but now you look at this side, it's physical, it's strong, it's powerful. They can get you through games courtesy of their sheer physicality. See how quickly they close the spaces down here. Zubimendi and Saka both helping out defensively. Arsenal and Arteta want this pressure to continue, but they'll also want a goal to pretty much rubber stamp what has been an excellent first half from the Gunners in terms of control and discipline and territorial advantage, of course. Timber is so press resistance, man. I mean, where he can just turn either side. Fair play to him. I mean, he suffered that ACL injury in his very first game for the club in the Community Shield. Could not have gone any worse, but he gets his surgery done, rehab, and last season slotted straight back in. A lot of fans were probably concerned that of the workload Jurrien Timber had to endure, but he came through the season very well. He's starting again. Ben White is healthy and good competition at right back. But it's Jurrien Timber who is the number one choice at right back. Cemented it. Here's Oblak. Very good pass there from Oblak on the right hand side. Atletico Madrid keep the ball. Short passes being exchanged here. Here's the skipper Koke. Switches on here on the left hand side. Good touch there from Hanko. Clever pass on the left hand side. Here's Gonzalez. The cutback is easily dealt with, and it's Zubimendi in the perfect position as the number 6. Bukayo Saka is very strong. That's very good there from Barrios. Shields the ball perfectly from Ebreze. Here's Koke. To his fellow countryman, Lenormand. Alvarez. And Alvarez almost playing as almost like a pivot player here. Ooh, Barrios loses out there. It's a risky pass by Jimenez. And Barrios does very well to get back. Had to make sure he got that too, because once Bukayo Saka bursts past you, there's very little stopping him. So good work there from the midfielder. Atletico Madrid also do have Conor Gallagher on the bench. He might be a valuable option for Atletico Madrid. That's a very good pass there for Alvarez. It's to Sorloth, and it's cleared away by Gabriel Magalhaes. Much better this from Atletico Madrid. They're starting to make a few more entries into the Arsenal box. Nothing that David Raya had to worry about, but it's almost like step-by-step progress from Cholo Simeone's men. David Hanko will take the throw in. Touch there from Sorloth. Somehow digs out a ball. Very good play there from the centre forward. It was under pressure there from Saliba. Does very well. Here's Lenormand. Back to Oblak. Played a very crisp pass a couple of minutes back. All you want to see from a goalkeeper in terms of distribution is, can you hit your fullback accurately? Anything more is a real bonus. Here's Barrios, seeing a lot of him in the midfield. Lenormand on the right hand side. Barrios looking to combine on the right hand side with Simeone. Very good pass there from Barrios. Gonzalez with a bit of a poor touch. I don't want to say poor touch because it's a fired in ball there. Oh, Raya, what have you done there? He's had to pretty much get that out for a throw in, but so needless. And it's Julian Alvarez. and Arsenal nearly concede. Foolishness from David Raya. It wasn't Alvarez, it was Simeone. Oh, this all comes from David Raya trying to play out the back, trying to be too clever. They take the throw in quickly. First time effort there by Simeone, and Arsenal, for all the good work they had done, nearly concede. Simeone nearly seeing his side score out of absolutely nothing. That cannot happen if you're a top team. I mean, I think David Raya, quickly with a hand of apology, knows that his team have gotten away with that one big time. There you have it. Atletico Madrid getting their first attempt there. It wasn't on target. If it was, that would be the game's first goal. That's for sure. 25 minutes on the clock. 0-0 at the Emirates Stadium. Good pass on the left-hand side. Here's Declan Rice driving his team forward. Miles Lewis-Skelly. Powerful from the fullback. Brilliant strength. Declan Rice. Ball into the box. Good header there by Jimenez. It's Martinelli. Timber. Timber on his left foot. Timber with the strike. Straight down the throat. No real power there on his weaker left foot. Good defending again there from Atletico Madrid. Yep, good closing down there by Jose Maria Jimenez. Lenormand with the ball. Again, it's pretty much to no one. They have won the ball in the middle of the park here. Here's Barrios. Julian Alvarez on the right hand side now. Switching spots. Ooh, nearly fizzes in a perfect ball. That is a good ball in there by Julian Alvarez. He's just picking up impossible positions, really. He can pretty much has the license to go anywhere on the pitch. And he's done exactly that. Here's Timber. Eze. Timber again. Strong running from the Dutch fullback. We're making a strong case for starting in the Dutch squad, which is littered with top-class defenders heading into the World Cup. Timber again. Gyökeres does well to hold the ball. Good strong play there from the Swedish striker. He's only scored in a couple of games. He's found it difficult to find the back of the net. In games like this against excellent defensive structures, if he's able to score a goal, will give the Arsenal fans, management, and the players around him a lot of confidence. Good ball in. It's cleared away. Good header there from the centre half. Sorloth having to battle by his lonesome. Ooh, Alvarez chasing it by himself. Good work there from the Argentine. Trying to beat Gabriel Magalhaes in a foot race here. It's Alvarez on his left foot. Julian Alvarez. Good defending by Saliba. Alvarez keeps the ball though. It's Barrios. Waited to take the shot. Simeone now. Arsenal on the ropes. Again, it's sloppy play that leads to a chance here. Cushion header for Sorloth. Doesn't lead to a chance. Again, the clearance messed up by Gabriel Magalhaes, and then Julian Alvarez was on it like a flash. He knew he didn't have the pace to beat Gabriel Magalhaes, so what he does is just carries it and then looks to just drop the shoulder once he's in the edge of the box. He was on his left foot, which was the right thing to do. Nearly got a shot away, but William Saliba, absolutely brilliant. Comes on the cover. I mean, what more can you ask from a centre-back pairing in Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes? They tick every box in terms of a defensive pairing. Brilliant pass there by Saliba. Drills it diagonally. Martinelli. Lewis-Skelly. Cross comes in. Headed away. Can they get the second ball? It's comfortable. Again, it's Gabriel's pass. Nearly results in a ricochet there. There's a high boot there, possibly by Zubimendi. But the referee waves play on. Timber. Saka. Up against Hanko. Timber again. On the right-hand side. clip pass in, nearly finds Gyökeres. It's a very good header by Lenormand. It's a corner for Arsenal. First corner of the match for the Gunners. It's taken almost 30 minutes for it. We all know about Arsenal's aerial prowess in the opposition box. Cholo Simeone would have been absolutely adamant that they get their defensive structure right in terms of defending these corners. It's going to be the left foot of Bukayo Saka. Trying to look at that, whether or not there was a foul in the box. I don't think so, but it's going to be the left-footed in-swinger from English number 7, Bukayo Saka, with the captain's armband on a Champions League night like this. The referee just having a word with a few of the players, looking for a bit of an advantage in the box, as the delivery from Saka usually is pinpoint. As soon as he gets a bit of elevation, beats the first man, they're in business. Gyökeres, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, the obvious target in the box. Saka's delivery. Oh, it's good. It's very flat there, the delivery. It's well defended. Zubimendi's ball into the box. It's well defended again by Atletico Madrid. Can't spring a counter-attack on that occasion. Throw in for Arsenal. Still 0-0 at the Emirates Stadium, but not for a lack of effort from Arsenal's point of view. Saka's had a couple of opportunities. Declan Rice fired in the same attack. But the best chance of the match fell to Atletico Madrid, and that all came from David Raya, making a real hash of things at the back under absolutely no pressure, just inviting some. And if that goal would have gone in, I think Arteta would have been furious, because that's the kind of thing that his team are trying to cut out this season. And which one of these teams is going to be the first one to score an open play goal against Arsenal? A lot have tried. Nobody has succeeded so far. Timber. Here's Saliba. Playing with a back three by the looks of it. Another nearly brilliant pass there from Timber to Saka. That connection has been fire in this first half. You can see Arsenal now, when they have the ball, in a back three with Jurrien Timber as the right-sided centre-back. But now you can see Timber holding width. So dynamic and hybrid, the full-backs for Arsenal. Atletico Madrid have worked this out very well. Here's Gonzalez. He's carried the ball a long way. Very good first touch there from Alvarez, who's just trying to push and run past Zubimendi. The Spaniard having absolutely none of it. Pushed past there from Bukayo Saka to Gyökeres, who's on the right-hand side. He's just trying to bully Jimenez. Ooh, that's very risky there from Jimenez, who gets a yellow card and he kicks the ball away. Whether or not that yellow card was for the reaction rather than the challenge, Jose Maria Jimenez furious. Now you can see that it's a foul. It's definitely not a yellow card for that, but I think it's his reaction that got him booked. He's a fiery character, that's for sure. Jimenez now has to walk the proverbial tightrope here for the rest of the match. Victor Gyökeres has had to do a lot of hard running and battling with the centre halves. You can see Jimenez has been touch tied to him for most of the first half. Another set piece opportunity here for Arsenal. It's Bukayo Saka on that right hand side channel. Tried with the corner with the flat delivery. This time, does he look to try and go with elevation towards the far stick? That would be the obvious move. Again, Saka's left foot is a potent weapon for Arsenal. Could he go for goal? Probably not. I mean, you would back yourself to try and find top corners from these improbable angles as top players, but when the game is tight, when it's 0-0, you want to do what's right in terms of percentages, because as I mentioned at kickoff, fine margins could separate these two defensively sound teams. Jimenez is still getting into this, has to be careful here. Saka's delivery, he's played it across goal instead. It's a very curious chip pass there from Zubimendi, and Llorente has found Simeone, and Raya's had to sweep up. Simeone was well on his way. It's such a clever pass there from Llorente. This opens his body up and just clips it along the channel, and Simeone is lightning quick, so he runs onto it. Arsenal were in real trouble, and after David Raya nearly let in a goal, had to come to Arsenal's rescue. He was so far up the pitch. It makes you think where his starting position is. He's definitely outside the box. It's looking a lot more tighter here as Arsenal pinch the ball high up the pitch again. Zubimendi, it's Bukayo Saka. On the outside, Saka across. Surely it's 1-0, but the offside flag saves Atletico Madrid. Gabriel Martinelli tapped in from unmissable range after Bukayo Saka did some fantastic work on the right wing. What's up, Mayuresh? How are you, man? Look at this from Arsenal. Very well pitched there from Zubimendi. He's picked that up on the right-hand side. Bukayo Saka drops the shoulder. Yep, Martinelli's clearly offside. But that's how quickly Arsenal can turn. Oh, that is a foul there, you know. Zubimendi has clearly knocked on Nicolas Gonzalez first before getting to the ball, but Bukayo Saka, in terms of just shimmying away from the defender, it's such an awesome skill to have. Kya kar raha hai, Mayur? Chilling. Here's Jimenez. Barrios. Simeone fired up, takes off his jacket, almost sweating through his shirt there, even though it might be a cold night at London. He knows that there is a lot of stake here, because Atletico Madrid, while they were excellent against Eintracht Frankfurt, winning 5-1 after that match week 1 loss against Liverpool, they know that 2 out of 3 losses, although against difficult English opponents, isn't the ideal start to the campaign. But with the new format, there's a bit of time, isn't it, in terms of trying to catch up. But when you look at the table, suddenly you find yourself in uncomfortable territory, so it's important to put in a run. Barrios clearly fouled there by Zubimendi. Spanish battle in midfield. Here's Hanko. Good pass into the left channel there. Might be a foul by Zubimendi. Yes, it is. And I think this might be a yellow card for Zubimendi. He really is walking a tightrope here. Martin Zubimendi should just walk away and do the right thing, because there have been a couple of fouls. You can see that clearly on Nico. Chilling scenes indeed, Mayur, but I think Arsenal are very strong here this evening. But yep, they are capable of a few shaky moments. David Raya has been one of the chief culprits. That can seep into the side very quickly once you see a few of these players just trying to take it a little too comfortable. Again, at the highest level, cannot fall asleep here. They've taken it short. Alvarez's ball in. The header is well away. Simeone trying to battle. Gyökeres helping out defensively. Eza and Saka clears. Eza just, well, his influence, I think in the first 10-15 minutes was absolutely electric, but last 20 minutes it's been a bit more passive from him. So clever run this from Martinelli. It's clearly offside for the goal, but nobody picked him up. Just shows you that I think Atletico Madrid pretty much went to sleep there when the ball did get into the box. Martinelli and Saka, the two wingers for Arsenal, they played together under Unai Emery. Saka was An 18-year-old from the academy, started as a left back. Then Martinelli picked up from Brazil for what, £5 million? And look at their journey now. Here's Zubimendi. Eza. Turns away so comfortably away from Koke. Takes the long route though. All into the box to Declan Rice. Barrios. I think Barrios has been excellent for Atletico Madrid. He's been all action. He's been helping out defensively. He's there to link the play in the opposition half. Mikel Arteta. About 5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this first half. Looking at his team's very good start to the half. Just trying to dwindle down now. Atletico Madrid very much competing here. Trying to keep Arsenal at arm's length. But if you look at the attempts, possession, all the stats will favour the home side. Gonzalez loses the header. Ooh, that was a nasty one there. It's fair play to the Argentine who quickly gets up. Yep, as I didn't mean any malice there, just looking to gain a bit of advantage. Oh, that's pretty bad, you know. Fair play to him. You can see there, it's the shoulder area just catches him on the jaw. Footballers are really tough as nails, aren't they? It's a very good pass on the right-hand side, but he can't bring that under control there, Giuliano Simeone. Manager's son, who didn't have an easy journey, mind you. Really had to grind amongst clubs in Serie A and La Liga, so fair play to him for playing at the highest level. Good defending there from Lenormand. I think he's defended very well against Gyökeres. Looks very composed, never looks rushed. He does have the ball. Miles Lewis-Skelly. I think the way that he ended the season, just thought that this season might be the season where he just kicks on and gets that regular minutes, but then Calafiori becomes fully fit, and we all know what kind of qualities he brings to the side. Arsenal absolutely stacked with their 8 defenders. Anyone walks into that lineup, it's pretty good for Arsenal as Eza goes for the strike. I think Julian Alvarez suffers a heavy foul there by Declan Rice. Nothing much there. Alvarez felt a bit of contact on the back of the head. Goes down like a sack of potatoes to try and con the referee to get a free kick, and that's exactly what he has done. Just under 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time remain in this first half. 0-0 at the Emirates Stadium. Good header there by Gabriel Magalhaes, trying to be touch tight in terms of following Alexander Sørloth. From an Atletico Madrid point of view, this is exactly what Simeone would have been hoping for during the pre-match talk. Just make sure that it's 0-0 at the very least from their point of view. From there they can definitely build. Ooh, that's maybe a foul there by Declan Rice. It is. Yep, surely. Alvarez was not looking to play advantage there. Rice is absolutely bamboozled by that call. Soft tap on the back of the leg there, but enough for Lenormand to fall down. So it's a free kick here for Atletico Madrid. Interesting position, and if they can land the sucker punch just before the halftime whistle, oof, that could change the complexion of the game completely in the second half. Arsenal at this moment will not panic. They've had the lion's share of the ball, the good chances that they've created. Absolutely no reason to panic, but Atletico Madrid have moments players. They've got a good bench too. Will definitely come into play in the second half as Alvarez scored a scorcher free kick against Real Madrid. It's Alvarez, it's just wide. Julian Alvarez has got ridiculous ball striking for such a diminutive forward. Saw him beat Thibaut Courtois from about 22 yards in the Madrid derby in that 5-2 thumping. Completely unexpected considering how Real Madrid started their season. Top of the league now with Atletico now in 4th. Switch of play is very good. Timber's cushion header to Saka. Good defending. Saka feels that there's a bit of roughness in the challenge. It's right below the shin too, so it is a painful one for Bukayo Saka. Let's have a look at this challenge. Is it nasty? Oh, it is pretty bad. It's a bit, I would say it's definitely not intentional from the looks of it from Hanko. He's just trying to keep his eyes on the ball. But when the studs go to the back there of the Achilles, it is so painful. Saka is absolutely furious that there was no real consequence for that. Arsenal have a throw in though. 20 seconds of stoppage time remain in the first half. Rice with the throw in. Good header out. Lewis Kelly heads it back into the danger area. Atletico Madrid might have a chance here to break. Barrios instead waits for a bit of support. Takes his time before thinking about launching it, but instead they keep it short here. I think this would be job done in terms of the first half here for Atletico Madrid. Oblak, bit of a panic clearance. It's Declan Rice on the right hand side. Surely the final attack of the first half as Zubimendi crosses it in. Header is well over. It's gone out for a goal kick, and that would be that in terms of first half action. Again, that all came from Jan Oblak just panicking right towards the end of the half. Just want to clear that away. Yep, Gabriel Martinelli with a good run, but not making any sort of meaningful connection there. As the halftime whistle blows at the Emirates Stadium, it's 0-0. Arsenal started the first half in absolutely positive fashion. They did not allow Atletico Madrid any time on the ball. They stifled them from back to front, were looking flawless as a team, but then Atletico Madrid, with their experience, started to grow into the game. You look at all the chances between the two teams. The best chance of the first half fell to Atletico Madrid after David Raya, with a rash moment, to come out and try and play short passes, and that nearly resulted in catastrophe for Arsenal. But it's half-time, it's 0-0. Let's have a look at the other scores in the Champions League games that are taking place simultaneously. Know that Pep Guardiola has just shuffled his pack, knowing that there's a big game coming up on the weekend for them, and they'll want to really challenge on all fronts. I think the Champions League for Pep Guardiola would be a real target this season, because I think the way their side is structured, they've got an elite goalkeeper and an elite centre forward. So you're sorted on those two main areas of the pitch, and you can understand why he's gone with a much changed lineup, because Aston Villa, especially with the 5-game winning run that they've been on, by the way, what unbelievable recovery from Aston Villa. They were 19th when the season started, a couple of games in, and now they're starting to put on a run, looking like the serious team that they are. Oh, it's 4-1 in the Leverkusen PSG game. There's a red card for both teams. Robert Andrich in the 33rd minute for Leverkusen, and Ilya Zabarny for PSG in the 37th minute. What kind of game is this? Absolutely crazy. Pacho scoring in the 7th minute. Desiree Doué in the 41st and the 45th minute. It was Garcia who equalized in the 38th minute for Leverkusen. Doué in the 41st minute. Kvaratskhelia in the 44th minute. And then Desiree Doué again in stoppage time. Crazy game. Newcastle are 1-0 up against Benfica. Jose Mourinho looking to try and avoid back-to-back defeats in the Champions League. He lost at Stamford Bridge in his homecoming game. Anthony Gordon scoring for Newcastle. It's half-time there as well. Manchester City 2-0 up. Comfortable against Villarreal away from home. No surprises of one of the goal scorers, Erling Haaland. I mean, I've lost count of how many goals this guy has scored. It's absolutely freakish, man. What he's doing it should not be normalized, that's for sure. Him and Bernardo Silva, the two goal scorers for Manchester City. Inter Milan 2-0 up against Union St. Gilles. Eindhoven 2-1 up against the Italian champions Napoli. Scott McTominay scoring for Napoli. Copenhagen and Dortmund currently at 1-1. Yeah, man, Mayur, imagine I thought maybe I should watch the PSG and Leverkusen game instead. So I'll go for the highlight fixture, Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid, and guess what I missed? What is that, 3 goals and 2 red cards in under 15 minutes? Absolutely crazy. But it's been a good watch. I've enjoyed the game. It's been a lot of battles. There's chess pieces moving around on the football pitch. 0-0 the scoreline. Tomorrow, of course, Chelsea face Ajax at home. That's a game that I will be covering and really am looking forward to it. Chelsea looking for back-to-back wins in the Champions League after beating Benfica 1-0 at home. Now playing Ajax. It was a humbling experience at the Allianz Arena where Bayern Munich wiped the floor with us. It was 3-1 on the night. It could have been more for Bayern. It was a tough lesson to learn and a much needed lesson for Chelsea as well. Ooh, Frankfurt versus Liverpool. That was away from home as well. Liverpool are desperate to try and get rid of this unwanted record that they've had. They've lost 4 games in a row in all competitions, and the last time that has happened was a very, very long time ago. I'm not sure how long, but it's in decades. That's how long it's been. You know that Jurgen Klopp in his 9 years has definitely not lost. Even Brendan Rodgers and Roy Hodgson didn't lose that. So we are looking at 15, maybe 20 years at least the last time Liverpool lost 4 games on the trot in all comps. Arne Slot coming under a lot of scrutiny and pressure after having won the league and getting a war chest thrown at him in terms of big name signings. Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez all coming in for Liverpool this season. He has not figured out how to get his best players in the best position in the team. He's almost afraid of dropping the big names, but in terms, and some would argue that he has dropped Florian Wirtz for the last 2 games, the 2 big games against Manchester United and Chelsea. Against Chelsea, he came on in the 45th minute, immediately at half-time, created a chance with a good bit of skill. He's been under a lot of pressure, and not getting these starts will really hurt him. But now there's an opportunity for him. He goes back playing a Bundesliga opponent, which he'll be very familiar with. So it's an opportunity for him to get going. Ooh, Monaco versus Tottenham will be a decent game as well. I wonder if Paul Pogba is back and ready to play for Monaco. He signed in the summer. A thigh injury for him early November. Interesting. They've got a very interesting team, haven't they, Monaco? They've got a lot of good ballers in their team. Ouattara, Balogun. Of course, when Paul Pogba is there, he'll get a lot more eyeballs to Monaco. Oh, Real Madrid and Juventus as well. Good games tomorrow. Real Madrid have been excellent in La Liga. Even when they don't play well, they found a way to get the job done. I mean, that 5-2 defeat at the Wanda Metropolitan Stadium against Atletico Madrid was damaging. I mean, it really is damaging when you do lose in that manner against your rivals. Suddenly some cracks might appear, but I think the way that they've steadied the ship has been very good. Beating Almaty 5-0, sure, but then beating Villarreal and then Getafe in a very tricky encounter where Kylian Mbappe had to score the lone and a late goal to make sure that they got all 3 points to stay on top of La Liga. Gives them good confidence heading into the game here against Juventus. Juventus are not the Juventus of old, aren't they? I mean, what, 7th in Serie A? It has been tough for them. A lot of moving pieces. I mean, you look at their side in terms of real quality. I would say Yildiz is definitely one, the number 10 for them. Conceição has got something about him. So their two wingers are really good and full of potential. Yildiz, of course, a level higher. Vlahovic as their number 9 is a good option. They've got a midfield of Locatelli and Kefran Turam. These are good players, but they've not really settled in under the new manager. Pressure will be on him. I want to see how many goals this Haaland has scored, man. He's got 11 goals in the Premier League. That's absolutely crazy. 8 games, and he's got 3 and 3 in the Champions League. 14 goals already, and we're not even in November. It's wild. How's this man not going to break every record known to mankind in the Premier League and in Europe? I don't know, because as I mentioned before, this cannot be normalized. Oh, Haaland scores. It's become that, but oh man, it just blows my mind how perfect he is as a centre forward. I mean, he's got everything. And this season, his hold-up play has improved tremendously. I saw him in the early parts against those big games against Arsenal and I would say against Manchester United. He was outstanding. Not just the goals. I mean, yes, he scores goals. He scores bag full of goals, but see a little bit extra in him in terms of link up and just doing that extra bit to make sure that his team more well-rounded. And there's a striker like him who gets maybe even 10 or 12 touches in a game, and he's often ridiculed for it, but that just makes him even more scarier, man. And imagine as a defender, you're thinking, well, this guy's going to have maybe 10 or 12 touches, and out of that, one of them is going to be a goal. So you have to almost make sure that every time Haaland touches the ball, you have to be spot on in your assessment, in your judgment, in your decision making. So, I just can't imagine what a nightmare he is to play against. So when defenders actually do well against him, you really have to applaud those defenders as well, because it is not easy to stop this man who just scores goals for fun. Him and Mbappe. Now that Mbappe is a full-blown number 9, there's no longer that debate that, oh, Mbappe is a wide man. None of that. He's a centre forward. Haaland has always been a centre forward. So that will now make it like almost a renewal of the rivalry. Last season, they pretty much took a back seat. I wouldn't say Haaland took a back seat. He scored 20 goals plus. He's always on it, but even Mbappe, I thought, 38 league goals? Nobody really took a back seat. I take that back. That's absolutely ridiculous. What are we doing here? These are two world-class footballers. Chelsea have got Sunderland at the weekend. So I'll be very curious to see how Enzo Maresca rotates tomorrow. Will Jurel Hato start for Chelsea against his former club? 19-year-old Jurel Hato, 100 appearances for Ajax. Captain's armband at the age of 19. Again, cannot normalize such incredible things. Imagine that, 19-year-old club captain, 100 appearances. That's what Jurel Hato is all about, and that's why Chelsea paid £40 million for his services. Might see him start in the Champions League. Expect Tosin to maybe get the start ahead of Achumpong, but I think Josh Achumpong is fast becoming undroppable the way that he is performing for Chelsea, both as a centre-back and a right-sided centre-back, so he's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I don't care that he's 19 years old. He's 6'5". He's agile. He can carry the ball. His defending is very good. Scored a goal at the weekend against Nottingham Forest, which got Ange Postecoglou sacked, unfortunately. I would say unfortunately, but considering the start that he has, and I'm a big fan of Ange Postecoglou, but you cannot have a start like this. I'm considering the reputational damage that took when he was at Spurs. I say that fully keeping in mind that he won the Europa League for Tottenham Hotspur, breaking their 15, 16-year trophy drought. I mean, that's brilliant. But in the league, 22 defeats. They were leaking goals. And when you have someone, a defensive pair like Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero, yes, they might have been injured for large portions of the season. A lot of people attribute Ange's high line as one of the reasons why they do get injured so often, because Mickey van der Ven, he's got unbelievable pace, cheat code pace as a centre-back. So you almost want him to play at the halfway line and then keep sprinting back every time there's a ball played over his head. So that pretty much does increase the chances of those muscle injuries. But yeah, man, I think the number of goals they conceded, 22 losses, he needed to rebuild his reputation. Forest could have been a good move, considering that there are some very good players there. I mean, Morgan Gibbs-White as the captain and their number 10 is the prime example. Elliot Anderson in midfield. They've got Chris Wood and Taiwo Avonier as the two centre forwards. Callum Hudson-Odoi. They've got Dan Ndoye as a right winger. They've got options, man. Yes, they lost Anthony Elanga in the summer to Newcastle United. They did get a lot of money for him, 50 million. Again, you look at the midfield, Douglas Luiz, Elliot Anderson, Ibrahim Sangare, midfield of Murillo, Milinkovic as the centre-backs, Matt Sells in goal. That is a very good starting lineup for Nottingham Forest. So to find yourself in that kind of a position, it really is a bad thing. And you've heard the stories with the owner, Marinakis. He is a manager who's happy to pull the trigger when he deems that his team are not to the par or the expectations, because Nottingham Forest last season were punching well above their weight. They were third for most of the season, I think till January, even Feb, and then they fell off. Are playing Europa League this season, but that's only because Crystal Palace got hard done by UEFA. They should have been the ones playing Europa League football, and Nottingham Forest in the Conference League, but instead they get the rub of the green. Nottingham Forest now are looking to appoint Sean Dyche as their manager. So again, look at the style here. They've gone from Nuno, defensive coach, to Ange Postecoglou, ultra attacking, to back to Sean Dyche, who is definitely a better fit for the players that they have. But that just shows you that the vision has been haphazard at Nottingham Forest. Well, the two sets of players are back on the pitch here. Don't think Victor Gyökeres got a shot away in the first half. That is something that he'll definitely want to remedy for the start of the second. Wait and see whether or not there have been changes made by either managers. I don't expect Arteta to have made any. Neither would have Simeone. And we're back underway for the start of the second half. Julian Alvarez gets things up and running here. Atletico Madrid attacking at the end where their fans are placed in the far corner. Good pass there by Barrios, who was, I think, Atletico Madrid's standout player in midfield. Alvarez was very dangerous in multiple occasions. Here's Simeone. Alvarez, very good first touch. Gets away from Rice. It's Alvarez, somehow wriggling away from the challenges, lays it off to Barrios. Arsenal clear. Atletico Madrid with a completely different start to the second half here. Very much on the front foot. Lenormand was following Victor Gyökeres all the way forward there. You can see he's run probably 50 or 60 yards. There's a long ball forward to Martinelli, who chases, and he keeps it away from Llorente. Does well there, Martinelli, but Eze can't keep the ball under control. Koke mops up. Beautiful touch and take there from Julian Alvarez, who tries to spread the ball with his left foot. Here's Eze now. Looks to keep it short here to Gabriel Magalhaes. Here's Bukayo Saka, Arsenal's most dangerous forward by a country mile in the first half. Brilliant from him. Look at that. He's invited a triple team there. Just shows you that Cholo Simeone has made it very clear that every time Saka has the ball, He needs to be double teamed at least. Timber does so well. Nearly rings around and runs rings around the entire Atletico Madrid defender. Can't get his cross away though. It's a corner though for Arsenal. Both teams with entries into the opposition box in their first attacks here. Hanko has to be stronger. It's very poor there from the Slovakian left back. I mean, cannot give up like that, especially with Saka running at you. 2 minutes into the second half as Saka looks to deliver this. Sorloth is manning one of the posts, the near post rather. Ball comes into the box. Very good header there from Sorloth. Exactly why he was in that position. Danger still alive here for Arsenal. Saka. Saliba. Very good pass. Outstanding from Julian Alvarez. Talk about helping your team out defensively. Sorloth trying to wrestle the ball away from William Saliba. Will be a throw in for Atletico Madrid. Julian Alvarez had to get there in that position. Brilliant work from the Argentine. He's a centre forward, but he's working selflessly for his side. Mayuresh, keep me posted on the PSG game. Any more madness, anything more crazy happening there at the Bay Arena. Gyökeres does well, but the 1-2 with Martinelli doesn't work. Cleared away by Jan Oblak. Cushion header. Comfortable. Arsenal can rebuild. David Raya with surety this time. That's something that Mikel Arteta wouldn't need too many words to explain to his number one goalkeeper. Just a stern look would have been sufficient in terms of that can't happen again. Alvarez turns. Alvarez with the strike! Hits the crossbar! Oh, Julian Alvarez is a special player, man. Look at that. That is not normal. He picks the ball, immediately turns. He's got eyes for the top corner and nearly finds it. Wow. David Raya was flapping at thin air. That is brilliant from Julian Alvarez. Talk about his ball striking. I mean, you're looking at one of the most elite centre forwards in world football. This guy can do it all. It's a free kick here and momentum has just shifted in the second half. A completely different Atletico Madrid in the second half. Julian Alvarez has been front and centre as he delivers this ball into the box. Last touch might have come off the Atletico player. I think it has, and it will be a goal kick. Well, Simeone would have been a whole lot more pleased about this start to the second half. Exactly what he was looking for. Would have known that his team pretty much got away with a bit. That early chance, if that had gone against them, you're looking at a completely different complexion to the game. Instead, 5 minutes into the second half, still 0-0. The game is very much open here. Zubimendi rather. Saliba. Timber on the right hand side. Saliba invited forward. Here's Eze. Can look at the deep block here applied by Atletico Madrid. This is where Arsenal needs someone to pick the lock here. Someone like Odegaard would have been a handy option, but he'll be out for a bit of time that Arsenal will have to cope without their club captain. Here's Declan Rice. Saka. Ball into the box. Should be a comfortable gather, and it is. Jan Oblak. An easy grab. Yep, no such handball there. It was a appeal in hope rather than expectation. Barrios looking to cushion that ball in. I think Sorloth might have been offside there, but looks like players carried on. Here's Alvarez. He somehow muscles Gabriel Magalhaes. That's brilliant from the Argentine. He is playing out of his mind here in the second half. Brilliant pass. Oh, that's a risky challenge. Miles Lewis-Kelly may have caught Koke, and Koke is very honest here because this pass by Julian Alvarez is so good. Ooh, that is very, very risky. Koke gets there first. It's a... By the rule of the law, it could have very easily been a pen. I mean, he's just first to it there, Koke. All comes from Julian Alvarez again. I mean, he continues to just dazzle on the pitch. Well, you're looking at the two best opportunities in the match have gone to Atletico Madrid despite all the play by Arsenal. Talked about the bench for Atletico Madrid. They've got Raspadori, Conor Gallagher as viable options for fresh legs in the midfield and attack. Arsenal, of course, have got a plethora of defenders in their ranks. In terms of attack, no Jesus, no Havertz. Trossard, of course, is an option who's coming up clutch on multiple occasions for Arsenal these days. He'll definitely be one of the options. Maybe Mikel Merino with a added box threat. Martinelli. Gabriel Magalhaes splits the line beautifully for... Oh, that's a very clever pass. The save by Oblak is excellent. Victor Gyökeres with his first attempt. Martin Zubimendi with such a clever pass. The flick is very good into the path of Victor Gyökeres. Arsenal looking to move here. Marcus Llorente is very strong there, shoulder to shoulder. The experience coursing through his veins there. Atletico looking to play out from a difficult spot. Julian Timber drops the shoulder, keeps possession. Here's Declan Rice now. Gabriel Martinelli trying to just push and run on the outside. Look at Simeone tracking back. I don't think he has a choice, does he? As the coach's son, he will be in his ear, especially when he's at the touchline on that side. Yep, he is on the same side as Pops there, so it's not going to be easy. He's going to make him charge back every time to stop the runs of Miles Lewis-Kelly and Gabriel Martinelli. It's a throw-in for Arsenal. About 10 minutes heading into the second half. Lewis-Kelly was ball in. Headed away. Here's Declan Rice. Header is not accurate. Arsenal lose out there. It's a throw-in for Atletico Madrid. Victor Gyökeres with the chance for Arsenal. This is special from Zubimendi, man. The way that it just rolls over his boot and he just flicks that over. Jan Oblak just makes himself once again as big as possible, like he did against Saka. Here's Gonzalez. Finds Hanko. Koke. Barrios. A short first touch there from the youngster. Oh, they've given the ball away in a difficult decision there. Look at Gabriel Martinelli. He'll be trying to foul him here, but they do so well to keep his balance there. Martinelli is very strong. Marcus Llorente might pick up a yellow card for his antics here. I think Mikel Arteta was not happy with the forcefulness of that Marcus Llorente challenge. You can see that Martinelli was trying to turn. I don't think Llorente has done too much wrong here. Martinelli has just made the most of it. Was a collision, so it's all about making it convincing to the referee, which he has done. Another free kick here for Arsenal. Over 10 minutes into the second half. 0-0 the scoreline still. Declan Rice. Ball into the box here from the free kick. Oh, it's brilliant. It's Gabriel. It's the Arsenal way, isn't it? Declan Rice to Gabriel Magalhaes, who runs to the corner flag, and Arsenal have the goal. It's from a set piece, which has been Arsenal's trusted source of goals. And it's that man again, Gabriel Magalhaes, who scored very late on against against Newcastle rather, to give them all 3 points that night at St. James's Park. Now scores another crucial goal. He is so powerful here, Gabriel Magalhaes. The fact that nobody's really picking him up is very poor from Atletico Madrid's point of view. He's got a free run. Nobody's putting an arm on him at least. That is very poor. You're seeing a Simeone side concede rather a very soft goal such as that. It does not give them any sort of confidence. Arsenal have the lead. 10 minutes into the second half. Mikel Arteta celebrates. Well, Arsenal and set pieces is no longer a cliche. It's almost an inevitability every time Arsenal step foot on the football pitch here. 1-0 to the Gunners at home. They continue the record of scoring. Oh, what a pass this is! It's Simeone! It's wide. And that could have been an immediate response from Atletico Madrid. Arsenal fall asleep here. What a pass this is to Simeone. Fair play to Gabriel Magalhaes, who's come across. He's done enough. Oh, it's a magnificent block. Gabriel Magalhaes, hero at both ends in a span of a minute. Alvarez's corner comes in, headed away by Gyökeres. Barrios, wonderful first touch. Loses out there. Gyökeres nearly starting a counter-attack there for Arsenal. Here's Simeone. Chops in nicely, but he's on his left foot. And now on his right. Simeone again. Declan Rice with the block. It's Alvarez on his left foot looking to curl that into the top corner. It's another corner here for Atletico Madrid. And this second half has really caught life. Well, the first half was simmering to a boil. Now, it really has been a game now. Thoroughly enjoyable. Corner here for Atletico Madrid. Arsenal looking to preserve the recently had lead here courtesy of Gabriel Magalhaes. Comes in. Again, the quality of corners pretty poor. Koke recovers though. Here's the captain. Ball into the box there by Koke. Defended comfortably there by Zubimendi. Barrios. Onto the right hand side to Simeone, who's very close to scoring. But that outstanding Gabriel Magalhaes block. Kept it at 1-0 here. Barrios looking to catch out David Raya. Why not? Because Raya's starting position is very high again. He's just looking to catch out the keeper. Try and do it in a manner which you don't expect it at all. Here's Eze. Declan Rice. Away from the pressure nicely. Finds Jurrien Timber. Half an hour remaining here at Emirates. Brilliant run there from the Dutch fullback. Saka's ball into the box. Cleared away by Jimenez. Gonzalez has to keep his bearings, but he wins the foul. Good play there by Nico Gonzalez, helping out his left back there from left wing. We talked about changes for Atletico Madrid in the second half. This might be the time here for Cholo Simeone to just shuffle the pack now that the game has been chasing. And as I say that, two substitutes appear. Well, not two, it looks like three. One of them is Conor Gallagher. No Antoine Griezmann yet there for Simeone. Alex Baina. Alex Baina is one. Conor Gallagher is the other. Try and see who's the third one very shortly here. Proactive here from Cholo Simeone. Yes, Koke. Will he be the one to be replaced? I think so, in the middle of the park. Here for Conor Gallagher, will be the like-for-like substitute. Gallagher will add a lot more industry and engine in the midfield there for Atletico Madrid as they chase this equalizer. Wouldn't have had fond memories playing here for Chelsea. Llorente with the ball into the box. Fast stick header! Oh, wow, that was very close. Nico Gonzalez rises the highest there. What a clip ball this is from Marcos Llorente. This is a very good header. Directed there. It was the left back rather. It's Hanko. That is a very good opportunity created by Atletico Madrid as the triple substitution has been introduced by Cholo Simeone. Conor Gallagher, Alex Baena, the number 10, coming in for Atletico Madrid. We'll just wait and see who they have replaced for Atleti. Well, that was a very good chance. David Hanko flying in from left back, charging in to try and he did meet it very well. Conor Gallagher on the pitch now, former Chelsea boy. Now a man at Atletico Madrid. He was adored by the supporters when he first came at the club with these, like I mentioned, his industry, energy, passion for the game. Really is a Simeone player, isn't he? In terms of heart and determination, but I want to see a lot more. But he's lost his place since then. You can see from Pablo Barrios what a different player he is in the number 8 position. Atletico Madrid are convinced that the handball was committed there. Wasn't. Here's Gabriel Magalhaes now. Jimenez, Gonzalez and Koke out for Baine, Ruggeri and Conor Gallagher. Triple substitution. Matteo Ruggeri. What a run this is from Miles Lewis-Kelly. He's taken so many players out there for Gabriel Martinelli to curl it in. Arsenal 2-0 up. And in a span of 10 minutes, they have taken the game away from Atletico Madrid. But that all comes from Miles Lewis-Kelly. It's all about the young left back who takes on nearly the entire Atletico Madrid midfield and then slips in an inch-perfect pass for Gabriel Martinelli to slot it in the fast stick with the first-time finish. Arsenal are 2-0 up at the Emirates Stadium. Well, the whole team goes to acknowledge Miles Lewis-Kelly here. He's in a midfield position. He's taken out 3, 4 and 6 players, including the 2 who have been taken out with the pass, for Gabriel Martinelli to open the body up and curl that past Jan Oblak. High quality finish there. The 2 Brazilians have scored for Arsenal and now they're in a very comfortable spot. Well, as it stands, 6 goals scored in the Champions League, none conceded. This is quite the run that Arsenal have been on, not just in the Premier League, but in the Champions League as well. Jan Oblak furious with his defenders. But I think the way that they just underestimated Miles Lewis-Kelly in the midfield was their undoing there. He is a midfielder playing at left back, isn't he? Miles Lewis-Kelly, the way that his technical proficiency on the ball is ludicrous. We saw that against Manchester City last season where Arsenal tore them to shreds at the Emirates Stadium. Miles Lewis-Kelly was... You know, those are some performances, right? When you see certain players against certain oppositions where you think, wow, you're looking at a serious player here who has got the world at his feet, sky's the limit. If they can just, keep their heads, focus on training, just do the right things, there's no reason why you won't turn out to be world class, especially when you've got talent such as that. Well, Simeone would be scratching his head now because he saw his team concede a goal, then he makes a triple substitution, and then his team concede a goal straight after, so he really will be scratching his head now. Here's Zubimendi. Eza. Miles Lewis-Kelly, the architect of the second goal. What a pass that is by Zubimendi to the goal scorer, Martinelli. Cross comes in. Oh, it's chance. It's Gyökeres. It takes a deflection. It's 3-0 to Arsenal. Victor Gyökeres has his first Champions League goal for Arsenal. And in a span of 11 minutes, Arsenal have completely killed the game off. Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Magalhaes, and now Victor Gyökeres to make it 3-0 to Arsenal and seal all 3 points for Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal. Ruthless 10 minutes. You talk about top level football, you're looking at it here. Atletico Madrid started the second half well here, but what has happened in the last 10 minutes will be inexplicable from a Cholo Simeone point of view. What a pass this is from Zubimendi. First time ball in there by Martinelli was good. He keeps his feet very well there, Gyökeres. It takes a slight deflection. It's enough to take it past Jan Oblak. They won't mind how the goals come as long as they do. They've got 3 against the Simeone defense. And Arsenal now in cruise control. Mikel Arteta looks like a completely different man now. He's got a smile from ear to ear. Gabriel Heinze on the bench, looking animated and absolutely elated. Oh, that's a short back pass. Oh, that was so risky. Atletico Madrid are in threat of absolutely imploding here. Another goal for Arsenal, and we're looking at a definite hammering 3-0. Make no mistake about it, at home to Atleti is a very, very good result. We talked about the age and experience of the backline for Atletico Madrid, and in the first half they coped, but in the second half they haven't been able to. Brilliant from Gyökeres. Good turn, clip pass on his left foot, cleared away. Might be a corner, and it is. Arsenal continue to pile on the pressure here. Victor Gyökeres full of confidence after his goal. I think this is where Arsenal will need to make changes now. They need to protect this starting 11 as much as possible. The Arsenal fans absolutely buzzing out there. And why not? They are top of the league in the Premier League and the Champions League. If this carries on in this manner here, they have not conceded a single goal in the Champions League campaign, and they've conceded just the 1 goal from a set piece in the Premier League as Declan Rice delivers towards the far stick. 4-0 to Arsenal. It really is game over. They're rubbing salt on the wounds. It's Gyökeres with 2 goals in 5 minutes. It is now a hammering, and it is something that Atletico Madrid cannot escape from. Arsenal are showing a ruthless side to themselves here, which we haven't seen very often, especially in big games such as this. Well, the first goal came in the 55th minute. The 4th goal has come in the 70th. It's been a 15-minute blitz. And Cholo Simeone just wants to drag his players off the pitch and take them back to Spain now. Another set piece here. They don't deal with the Declan Rice's ball. Goes all the way towards the far stick. Is that Gabriel Magalhaes' header that is back into the danger area? I think it is. If it is, it's just brilliant. It is. It's absolutely Gabriel Magalhaes. And Victor Gyökeres, again from unmissable range, scores. An Arteta with now muted celebrations almost. Well, Cholo Simeone has seen his side concede from set pieces and open play in a game which has been a harsh lesson for the 4th place side in La Liga here. 4-0 to the Arsenal, and it's comfortable settings now. Well, what a 15 minutes this has been. Incredible 15 minutes, really. Antoine Griezmann comes on for Atletico Madrid. Looks like pretty much a lost cause now. Simeone and Sorloth both come off as Almada and Griezmann come on to try and get a bit of respectability, and surely now Arsenal have to make substitutions to protect their team here. I think Gabriel Magalhaes is coming off. Christian Norgard and Ethan Wanyeri coming on. And so is Christian Mosquera. Ebreze coming off for Arsenal. Well, they won't mind it, but 4-0 is when you don't really try to analyze individual performances. But Ebreze, after the 10th minute, I thought just struggled a little bit in the game to really grow as that number 10. Zubimendi comes off for Christian Norgard, the summer acquisition from Brentford. Ethan Wanyeri and Christian Mosquera in the substitutes, now in the starting 11. Well, 4-0 for Arsenal. This is dreamland for the Arsenal fans. They must be pinching themselves in the position they find themselves in both the major competitions they look to try and make a real run at this season. The fact is the goals are coming, and even when they struggle to score goals, they keep clean sheets, and that is an ominous sign for the rest of Europe. How do you try and break this back line? Fair play to Atletico, brilliance from Julian Alvarez, but other than that, struggling to find some clear-cut opportunities created by Atletico Madrid, and that is largely down to how Arsenal have played here. Well, as a Chelsea fan, this is a game that I would love to turn off right here, right now. The result is beyond doubt. The Atletico fans, to their credit, still out there applauding their team. Declan Rice turns away. He's very strong, isn't it, Declan Rice? And somehow keeps the ball. It's a crunching challenge there on Gyökeres. It's Lenormand on it. It's very, very reckless, and Atletico Madrid have to be careful here. Their players' heads will be in space, that's for sure, as the Spanish centre-back picks up a yellow card. Well, Victor Gyökeres, with 2 goals in the Champions League, would really lift the pressure off his shoulders, considering he's been blanking in the Premier League. Against deep blocks, against tight defenses, if you show that you're able to score, your fans suddenly start to have so much more belief in you. You might have lost a bit of it in those last few games, and now he'll be fully back. Here's Alvarez. Oh, it's a tired touch there. Oh, it shouldn't be a tired touch because that's Conor Gallagher. Thought it was Marcus Llorente. Here's Almada. Cross comes in. What a first touch that is. Nearly instant impact there from Atletico Madrid's point of view. Alex Baena closed down by Christian Mosquera. Both played for Valencia. I know Mosquera did. I think Alex Baena did too as well. I think I might be wrong on that occasion, but that was a... If that is the case, it was a ex-teammates clash there. Christian Mosquera immediately slots in. And the fact that he can play both as right centre-back and left centre-back without a hitch just makes it even better for Arsenal. He is their, as you say, first change centre-back if either one of Gabriel Magalhaes or William Saliba cannot go. Very good play there from Gyökeres. That is the kind of hold-up play you want to see in the centre forward. Under pressure, still holding it off nicely. Here's Mosquera. Christian Norgard goes back to David Raya. Norgard brings experience as that backup number 6, doesn't he? Seen him at Brentford. A different style under Thomas Frank. Now in a possession-based team, he'll be expected to show a lot of composure in terms of closing games out. May not get the starts that he was hoping for, but you look at what Arsenal have in their midfield, and there's a challenge, that's for sure. David Raya is taking the mickey here. See stud rolls in his own box. Conor Gallagher was hoping to be introduced to make an impact for the equalizer. Instead, he's seen 3 goals conceded for what has been a blitz from Arsenal in a 15-minute span that has completely taken the game away from the Madrid side. Clever pass. Almada with the shot. Was never really going to catch David Raya out at the near post there. Thiago Almada, number 11, the Portuguese, looking to make his mark, trying to force himself into the starting 11 for Diego Simeone, who prefers Nico Gonzalez as the left winger. Almada can be knocking on the door. Good ball in here. Gyökeres has run the channel. Lenormand does well. Does very well actually. Because Gyökeres is like a freight train when he does run with his frame and pace. Makes it very difficult to try and contain him. Saka. Here's Wanyeri. The Arsenal Academy players in Miles Lewis-Kelly and Ethan Wanyeri combining there on that occasion. Arsenal will be looking to put the seal here. And by that I mean one more goal. That really would be lights out for Atletico Madrid and the harshest of lessons of what the level of the Premier League leaders are at this moment in time. They are operating at a frightening level. The rest of the league will be looking at this and saying, well, who's going to stop them? First name that comes to your mind is Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. With Liverpool really struggling now to put together any sort of runs, and forget a winning run, they need a win somewhere, because talk about winning being a habit, when we saw that for Liverpool last season, where they just went on these runs. Even if they weren't winning, they will just pick up a draw. They weren't losing games in the Premier League. When they did lose, it was a real shock. So like I said, like winning is contagious and infectious, losing can be too, because bad habits start becoming patterns, and then you're in all sorts of trouble where you're trying to almost unlearn and relearn. Surely a foul there. Again, Gyökeres has been a real handful for the Atletico Madrid defenders. Constantly puts himself about. Lenormand has had to really follow up and follow through on multiple occasions. Try and chase him down as much as possible. It's another set-piece situation here for Arsenal. Is it going to be third time lucky for Arsenal from set pieces? Already scored from 2. Gabriel Magalhaes was a huge part in both. Scored 1 and set 1 up. So he's not on the pitch now. Will Atletico Madrid set-piece defending improve here? As it's Declan Rice on the left-hand side here. Looks to swing this on his left foot. What a ball that is! No foul given, but referee subsequently blows his whistle. 10 minutes plus stoppage time remain as Hankos suffers a bit of a collision there. That chance for Hanko, that really would have made a huge difference, wouldn't it be? If they could have gotten that header on target. Well, the cast from Ted Lasso is there. Oh, they've nearly given the ball away. Ted Lasso. The American show. Jason Sudeikis on the right-hand side, looking for a bit of composure. They've not been able to do that. Instead, it's a foul there on Martinelli. Well, Julian Alvarez has been pretty much the lone warrior for Atletico Madrid in the second half, and we're looking at that shot that could have really changed the complexion of the game. That one went begging, and from there it was all about the Arsenal show. Victor Gyökeres with the brace, Gabriel Magalhaes with one. I think the way that Lewis Kelly set up Gabriel Martinelli was special too. That was the pick of the bunch, that's for sure. Corner for your Atletico Madrid. Double substitution being readied here for Arsenal as they decide to use all 5 substitutes available. Mikel Merino and Ben White coming on here for Arsenal. Victor Gyökeres coming off. It's a job well done for him. 2 goals on the night against Atletico Madrid will really raise his confidence through the roof. And Jurrien Timber coming off for Ben White. 4 goals for Arsenal, and their bagsman, their number 14, their number 9, scoring 2 goals. Timber and Gyökeres out. In comes Mikel Merino and Ben White. Well, Arsenal fully rotated and refreshed for midweek action to be quite comfortable in the end. They were expected to go the distance in terms of playing a hard game in the second half, but it's been anything but. And now Arsenal find themselves in such a strong position. It's a corner here for Arsenal now for them to defend. Corner comes in, it's headed away by Mikel Merino. Very much in sight here as Gabriel Martinelli is the makeshift number 9. We will see Mikel Merino take up advanced positions as well. And Declan Rice finds Bukayo Saka to add the seal to the points. It's Bukayo Saka, and his effort is blocked by Llorente. Gets the ball back, the right back. Here's Llorente again. Arsenal with 56% of the ball, 91 pass accuracy. Have really dominated the game in every metric imaginable here now. Here's Alvarez. He's in his own half here trying to dictate the play. Feeds it onto the left-hand side. Here's Alex Baena. Very good pass. It's Conor Gallagher! What a save that is from David Raya. But I think a foul has been given. Yes, it has. Conor Gallagher in A1 position there. Let's have a look at where the foul was committed. I think that is the foul there is by Thiago Almada, who's just run into Lewis Kelly. And once Conor Gallagher was there, what a save that was from David Raya. That is a remarkable hand he gets on it. That is some way to protect your clean sheet. Well, Arsenal in a position of strength, having made all 5 substitutions. The Arsenal fans unwilling to go home quickly here. They'll be trying to savor every moment of this match. The Atletico Madrid fans, on the other hand, I wouldn't really begrudge them if they got up and left, because they'll have a long journey to Madrid after this. Here's Almada. Llorente. Back to Almada. Quick turn there from the winger. Here's Alex Baena. And they're looking for solutions. Now playing a few bit of patterns here as Conor Gallagher bursts into the box again. Very good defending there from William Saliba. As Conor Gallagher was making these advanced runs into the box from midfield. Further forward is the England midfielder. Under 5 minutes for stoppage time remain. Almada will take the corner kick now from Atletico Madrid, and my sake, I hope the referee does not add more than 3 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Almada now. On the right hand side, Alex Baena. Oh, that dips very awkwardly, and it's cleared away by Ethan Nwaneri. That one was destined for the back of the net by the looks of it. Good work there by the youngster. Allowed to turn is Atletico Madrid, and the left-footed effort there by Antoine Griezmann is off target. Ethan Nwaneri very much switched on here. Wasn't going to be on target, but he wasn't to know, and he makes the clearance. Yep, good stuff there from the youngsters. Switched on. That's what you need. Switched on from the first minute to the last, even when the result is beyond all reasonable doubt. That is when you know you're a serious team. When you keep doing the basics right, you want that thirst, that hunger for the clean sheet. Here's Martinelli, does very well. Merino nearly squeezes that ball forward to Ethan Nwaneri. Touch pass forward, well intercepted. Good defending here. Put under a bit of pressure is Almada, but Arsenal win the ball back in an unfair manner according to the referee. They are the goal scorers there. 3 out of the 4 goals in the frame there. Gabriel Magalhaes, who got things up and running, and the brace from Victor Gyökeres made things all too comfortable. Cholo Simeone with a chastening lesson here at the Emirates Stadium in London. He does not get beat by such heavy margins often, which just shows you the kind of team Arsenal are now. Here's Barrios. Haven't seen anything of him in the second half. A real shame considering how well he played in the first. Arsenal just looking to fill the spaces now. Only Remit will be here for the clean sheet, and if they can add a goal just before full time to make it 5 and just really make that statement, they still have time for it, and they've got fresh legs. Here's Llorente. Almada gets it back from his number 10. Here's Barrios to the Portuguese. Almada. Alex Baena. Conor Gallagher trying to just feed that forward. It's an errant pass. Pretty much sums up Atletico Madrid's second half here. Marcos Llorente not able to... Oh, look at Diego Simeone. If eyes could tell a story, he is seeing absolute red. Look at his face. Whoo! He is going to blow an absolute gasket in the change room after this one. As I mentioned before, he does not lose by big margins. Yep, nothing going according to plan here. No consolation goal either for Atletico Madrid by the looks of it. We're into the final minute of normal time here. Arsenal with a 4-star performance at home, taking their goal difference to +8 as well. They've scored 8 and conceded none in the 3 Champions League games they've played so far. You're looking at a serious team here. Mikel Merino, foul there surely. It's just a foul out of pure irritation there from Pablo Barrios. Sees that Merino is getting away from him. He just kicks him. That doesn't want to have any more of a foot race here. Just wants to almost get home now. Tough lesson here for Atletico Madrid. Well, Arsenal are going into their weekend clash against Crystal Palace at home on the back of the perfect week so far. 1-0 victory against Fulham, and now a 4-0 thumping of Atletico Madrid, as the referee, the 4th official, has really listened to me on that occasion and added just 3 minutes of stoppage time here. Isn't like the Premier League where you see 8, 11 minutes. Absolutely crazy times being added on. Atletico Madrid are just pretty much just run out of steam here. If you had told me after the 45th minute to the 52nd minute, let's just say that 7-minute spell, that you would tell me 3 minutes later Arsenal would go on a 15-minute run themselves, absolutely blow Atletico Madrid out of the water, score 4 goals, keep a clean sheet, I would say, you know what, you're an optimistic fan, that's all I can say, but they have made it a reality here. Well, halfway through stoppage time, Atletico Madrid are just looking to keep the ball here. They've done a lot of chasing. They've been roundly beaten. Normand kills the ball dead here for Jan Oblak, who was conceded 4 goals away from home. How many times has that happened in his career at Atletico Madrid? I'll be very curious to know that statistic. Into the final minute of stoppage time here. He looks to dance past the defenders. It's done well. Keeps the ball. Arsenal looking hungry for the 5th here. Make no mistake about it. It's Ethan Nwaneri. It's the save. Jan Oblak having to dive across. Just shakes his head in absolute disgust that Arsenal are still going for another goal here. Nwaneri gets a shot on target. It's the least that he could do from his cameo here. Arsenal all but home and dry here. Well, the news came pre-match about Atletico Madrid players not being happy that the hot water was turned off at the Emirates Stadium when they were training before their game. And now, their trip to London has gotten even worse. And that will be that. In terms of a dominant performance in Europe, we have just seen Mikel Arteta absolutely school Diego Simeone. A 15-minute blitz in the second half gives Arsenal all 3 points. They are top of the Champions League pile, scoring 8 goals and conceding none. What a start to the campaign this has been for the semi-finalists of last season. Gabriel Magalhaes got things up and running with his goal from a customary set piece. Declan Rice delivering that into the box for Gabriel Magalhaes to head that home. The second goal was the pick of the bunch. Miles Lewis-Kelly from that midfield position drives forward, taking on 4 or 5 players out of the game. A couple more with this pass for Gabriel Martinelli to just open his body up and find the far corner. And from there, it was the Victor Gyökeres show. 2 goals in 3 minutes for the Swedish striker to break his goal drought as Arsenal romp at home against Atletico Madrid. Full time here at the Emirates Stadium. It's Arsenal.